In this video, you will learn how to calculate the reward to risk ratio and break-even win percentage with multiple price targets. Hello everyone, Jonathan here with Excel Help Now. In today's video, it's going to be about stock trading and investing, looking at how to calculate reward to risk ratio and break-even win percentage when you have more than one price target. So I have pulled up here a chart of different reward to risk ratios on the x-axis and the break-even win percentage on the y. And you can see how it's basically a logarithmic function. As you get past a certain threshold around the 2 to 3 reward to risk ratio area, your break-even 1% amount really tails off as far as what's required in order to break even. So just wanted to highlight, like, this is how, based on your trading strategy, it's nice to know what is the percent you need to be getting profitable trades on in order to break even. And the table is just depicting what's on the graph. So you can see at a 0.25 reward to risk ratio, you need to win 80% of the time. 1 to 1 is 50%. 2 to 1 is a third of the time. 3 to 1 is 25. 4 to 1 is 20%. And so on down the line. And at a 10 to 1 risk to reward ratio, you only need to win 9.1% of your trades in order to break even. So I think it's really helpful just to have this concept of mind when you are approaching a trading strategy, just to know what your benchmark 1% needs to be in order for you to be profitable. And so let's get into actually how we can calculate these numbers based on whatever setup you have. And so I have pulled up here the reward to risk ratio just formula. So it's going to be your target profit price minus your entry price. So how much profit you're making divided by your entry price minus your stop loss. So how much you would win on a trade that is goes in your favor, or how much you lose on a trade that goes against you. And the break even 1% is going to be your risk rate divided by risk rate plus reward rate. So everything that we're talking about is reward rate over risk rate. So this risk rate is always going to be 1. So 1 divided by 1 plus whatever your reward to risk ratio is, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, whatever it is. So pretty easy. Just it's nice to know what the formulas are behind the numbers. And so I have just a table below with 5 price targets, all equally weighted at 20%, and just some hypothetical reward to risk ratios plugged in. And in order to figure out what the weighted average essentially is of those reward to risk ratios, you use the sum product function. So you'll take the sum product, and here I have D16 through D20. So your price target weight percent, and then you put a comma, and then what your reward to risk ratio is. So E16 through E20, that gets us a reward to risk ratio of 2. And then the formula is 1 divided by 1 plus E22. So that reward to risk ratio of 2 gets us to a break even 1 percentage of 33.3. We can move these numbers. Let's say we want to go 2.25 and then have a pretty aggressive final price target of 10. You can see that moves our reward to risk ratio to 3.45 with a break even 1 percentage of 22.5. And you can change these price targets. Let's say we want to get rid of 2 of them and we just want to have 3. We want to have majority of our weighting be on the first price target at 1, and then 25 and 25 for the remaining 2 positions. So we'd have to get a break even 1 percentage. We'd have to win 41% of the time in order to break even, because our reward to risk ratio is only 1.44. We can change that, and you can see it goes up, and the break even 1 percentage goes down. So that's just really simple math. And but it's, like I said, I think it's really helpful to be able to know what goes beyond the reward to risk ratio, because it's thrown around a lot in the investing and trading community. But it's nice to know what the math is, and also be able to kind of conceptualize what it is as far as how that translates to what you need to do as far as make money on specific trades, and what your kind of target break even 1 percentage is. And I think it's really helpful to have multiple price targets whenever you're doing any trading. I personally do a lot of swing trading. I like to have 4 price targets, and that way you can capture certain parts of this chart, realizing that not every trade is going to hit to the final end price target that your goal is. So hope you found this helpful. Please like and subscribe. And if you're interested, I do have a link in the description to a Etsy listing that has a risk to reward ratio calculation that you can plug in the stock you're trading, your entry price, your target stop loss, your account value, and how much position size you're willing to risk on a trade, along with how much equity you're willing to commit. And then based on the number of price targets, you'll get exactly how many shares, what that looks like as far as the splits, your target values, how much it's going to cost, and then your max gain. So I think it's really helpful to be able to know kind of what it is how you're setting up each trade, and being able to have some parameters as far as how much equity you want to risk on a specific trade, what your price targets are. So this exact template's available for purchase on my Etsy page. Otherwise, you're equipped to be able to calculate multiple price target, risk to reward ratios, and break even one percentage. Thank you for watching, and God bless.